Hello everybody, thanks for clicking on my video. My name is Justin, and this channel I call Just Installed Home Projects. So the home project that I'm doing today is I am going to do a little bit of wallpapering. We are actually in the process of, this is our bedroom closet here, and we're in the middle of making it into like a little office area. So I put a little table there that's got a desk there. We have a chair that slides in right here. And then, so this is, I'm going to wallpaper this, we'll put some shelves up there that holds pens and pencils and things like that. And this will be a little workspace. So what we did in our bedroom, let me back up so you can see, we wallpapered one wall like this. And I actually thought it came out really cool. It's kind of like a accent thing. It just kind of brightens out the whole room. So not the whole room is like that, just that one wall. And I really liked how it came out. I didn't really think about wallpaper. I mean, I haven't seen wallpaper in years, but I guess it's coming back. I don't know. But anyway, I thought that looked really cool. So we're gonna do a similar thing in here. Just kind of like pops it out so it doesn't look so bland. So me and my wife picked out this light gray. This whole wall here is a light gray color. And then this should bring that out and just some white polka dots. And I'm just gonna kind of do the inside there. And that should make that look a little not so bland. All right, let me get started. So we had an old shelving system in here. I just ripped it all off and it leaves these little holes. I think the holes are fine. You won't see with the wallpaper, but I definitely want to like sand it because I don't want any little bumps to show once the paper's up. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of sand all these areas, and then I'll probably wipe the whole wall down with like a wet sponge just to get all the dust off so that the wallpaper will stick nicely. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I just sanded everything and just cleaned the surface, and I think I'm ready to apply my wallpaper. So what I did on that other wall, which worked out nicely, is you wouldn't think it, but I'm actually going to start in the middle. So what I'm going to do is find the center of this space here, make a middle line, and then find the width of this wallpaper and make two marks, divided by two, and then put my one sheet in the middle. Then you kind of work each side. It looks a lot more symmetrical when you do it like that. So I'm going to start doing that here. Let's take a mark, 32 and a half. 32 and a half. And I check the measurements, check twice, 32 and a half on the money. So now let's check the width of our wallpaper. It is exactly 20 and a half. Okay, so 20 and a half. So half of 20 and a half is what? 10 and a quarter. So from our center mark, I'm going to go 10 and a quarter this way, 10 and a quarter this way, so that my first piece of paper is perfectly middle. Alright, so let's go another mark up here and go right on the mark right there and go 10 and a quarter. So I'm going to use this level just as a straight edge, but if you don't have a 4-foot level like this, any straight edge will do the trick. Cool. Half, and now I got a straight line here, and now I know if I line my center paper right in that space, it'll be even with the whole area. And then, like I said, I'll work this way and work that way. So I'm going to measure from top to bottom and then cut a piece about that length. I'm going to go probably about 2 inches more on both sides. You'll see. You go a little bit longer, and then you take a sharp knife and you cut it right around the crease. That's how it fits in there perfect. I'll show you as I'm going, but once you make your measurement, you're going to go out probably at least 4 inches more than that. So let's go from top to bottom, which is 65 and a half. So I'm probably going to round that to 69, I guess. 69. scissors or anything to cut it. Use a knife if you want. Okay, and here we go. This is the main event here. This stuff is Roman wallpaper and border adhesive. It's basically a glue. You apply it to the backside of your wallpaper, stick it to the wall, and kind of get like a spreader or something and spread it tight. And that's how it sticks. So I find the easiest way to do it is just kind of like paint. I'm just gonna put it in a pan, get a roller, mix this up a little bit, and apply it like that. You gotta make sure you get all the way to the edges, every corner. If you don't get the edges, it's gonna like curl up on itself. So you gotta make sure the whole thing is covered. Pretty much got it on. I'm using my lines to make sure that I'm staying straight. Looks pretty close, right? And then I have this little rubber applicator knife, and I just use it to kind of spread it out to tighten it once it's like pretty close to where I got it. That looks like it's about in that line. That looks like it's about in that line, right? Yeah. So again, I have to start from the middle, and I just kind of rub it out like this. Get it right down in the crack. You don't want to go too hard. You could rip it. It could crinkle. So you just kind of smooth it. I got this little rubber, I don't know, it came with like a kit. It's a little rubber knife applicator thing. It works awesome because you need to smooth it out. So you kind of start in the middle and you just use a straight edge to keep smoothing yourself out. And the rubber's nice. It doesn't cut it or rip it. It's like soft enough but strong enough, if that makes sense. But there's my first piece on like that. So you can see now why I went a little bit over my length. And now what I'm gonna do is take a knife right in this corner and make a perfect cut right there. I definitely recommend a knife like this, one of these extendable ones for this project, because a dull knife will rip your wallpaper. So every couple cuts I break a little piece off, so I always have a sharp blade. But that's actually a big deal. So let's get a new blade and make this cut. Oh yeah. Oh, so close. Jinxed it. Once I have my cut, I'm going to take my applicator and again just make sure that corner is nice and tight on there. Get all the glue to spread and even. Again, I want the glue all the way to the edges so it doesn't curl up on itself. Okay, bottom good. Let me do up top here. So you definitely have to be careful here. It's very easy to not cut nicely and then the piece rips and now you got a big tear in your... So like, see how that's not totally coming? I don't want to just rip that right now because it's gonna tear it. I want to get my knife back. Like that, and then take my tool. Make sure this is nice and all the glue is up in the cracks there so that it sticks tight all the way. Okay, and there is piece number one. Sturdy and straight and in the middle. And I'm just now going to start working left and right. this one up perfectly with that one is the tricky. So I just wanted to show, I've used this knife a couple times now, and when I go to cut it, it like, I don't know if you can see, it pulls it and it rips like that, and it doesn't make a nice clean cut. Can you see how that's ripping like that? So it's time to change that blade. That's why I like this knife, because you could change the blades quickly. So see here how this didn't stick and that glue is now dry? I need to get glue behind here and smooth that before I put the next piece on. So you check your edges before you put your next piece on. Oh, that looks good. So again, just like paint, I'm just gonna use a little brush, get some stuff right on my bucket, and just apply it to the back side of that. All the way to the edge. Side here. All right, so I got 3 pieces done. Looks good so far. The panels line up good. You can't really see where the crack is, right? Yeah, it came out good. So what stinks now is I only have this little strip to the corner. So let me go see how much I left. I might wrap it all the way around and do this wall too. Let me see if I have enough. So if you get it lined up here and you kind of pull this end back, this seems to be working good. I can get it in place, and now this is not stuck to the wall, and now I can kind of use my fingers or whatever to get that crease good and make sure that's sticking nicely. And this seems to be going pretty good. My problem before is that this side was getting stuck to the wall. I was like, I couldn't move it or do nothing. This side got all glue on it. Yeah, so you keep this away. You keep this side away from sticking to that wall, otherwise you can't move anything. So this seems to be working much better. And keep that there, and then just kind of use your fingers, what I've been doing. Keep that away from the wall. Pretty good, actually. Let me work this one this way. And get this all in my corners. Working towards the corner because I don't want to pull away from it. So yeah, okay, that looks a little better. That was tricky though, the corner, definitely tricky, but I think that came out pretty good. I ripped this edge here, man. Definitely not my thing. You gotta be particular with it. You gotta be slow and patient, and I am just not about that, but I hope this at least gives you the gist of it so you can make it better. Okay guys, so that is the gist of it. I gotta touch up just a couple little corners there, but let me see if I can back out so I can see you. I'm in my other closet here. So now our office is gonna have that little pop to it. So I like it. I'm all about the wallpaper. I think I mean, you know, the polka dots is a little girly, but that's my wife. But it definitely makes it pop, and like once you have shelvings and it looks nice, yeah, I like it. So I know I'm not the best at it. I hope that you at least got the gist of how to do it, and you know, you're a little more patient with it than I am. But once you have your glue and you cut it, you get a sharp knife. The rest of it is just tedious. But thanks for watching. I hope you at least learned something, if anything, how not to do it. Any suggestions for me, definitely let me know. But thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.